So much of executive presence has to do with body language. And for anyone who doesn't know the components of body language, they are eye contact, facial expressions, posture, and gestures. So all of those things need to be present in a really good communicator. And when you see someone who you would determine and deem to have good executive presence, all of those components will be present. If you possess them, that's wonderful. If you need to refine them, it's doable. But try some time when you see someone who is actually doing all of those things. What I mean is the right amount of eye contact, not too much, not too little, in a larger group, including everyone who is present, so that they feel that you are respecting and honoring their presence. When it comes to facial expressions, you don't, just because you're an executive or just because you are higher up in the management chain, doesn't mean that you have to be more serious so that people will take you seriously. Having a sense of humor, as we all know, is a wonderful thing to have. That can be projected with facial expressions. Always be careful not to smile too much. Again, falling into the category of, I think they'll like me more if they know I'm really friendly. They'll like you more if they know you're really committed to the words that you're saying. So allow your facial expressions to support the message that you're saying. Don't think you have to be too serious. Don't think you have to be too friendly. Facial expressions. Posture is important as well. And when I say posture, I mostly mean how well you stand your ground to deliver your message. Not in a combative way, but certainly in a way that makes it seem like you are not shifting your weight back and forth. And you're also not in a habit when you're in front of people because of potential public speaking anxiety of swaying back and forth. These are all components of executive presence. These are all components of really good public speaking technique. The last one is gesturing. Now, again, if you see an individual who you deem to be a good speaker, to have good executive presence, to feel like they are a leader, watch their gestures. They don't repeat the same gesture all the time. They hold their gestures until the impulse for the next gesture comes along. This instills a sense that they are driving the bus. Again, we go back to the definition of executive presence, an individual who knows where they're going and is willing to take their listeners with them. So far, we've talked about confidence in speaking. In other words, projecting you know where you're going. The important key to all of this is taking your listeners with you. That means being in the moment and honoring their presence.